Groei hier, nee? Enige ding.
Alles groei, ja. Nee,
Enige ding groei. Druk dit in die grond en dit groei.
Wij gaan net van.
Dis kom nou die voortrek as jy nou toe getrek het, hè.
Ek dink jy gaan nie saam. Ek lief daar weer net nou waai daar nog hoenders.
Wow.
The chickens attacked him the other day and then he killed them. I mean, he just had to because he was going to die.
11.
He's gonna die, he's gonna die.
Chicken cook. Chicken cook.
Look at the mango tree.
Morning, morning, morning.
Wanneer.
Lekker jezelf. Morning, morning.
Al die boompies.
Ja, die kwekery, ons migreer daai kant toe met die kwekery.
O, okay. Sy ek worry 'n bietjie oor Jackie se voet, ja.
Ja, ek weet nie of sy boom
Ek dink sy het ja, maar ek sal haar pep as sy is hier met 'n doel. Sy wil dit vir alle mag en mening doen.
As sy al ry hulle net tot in
Molle. Of is die molle nie, hoe sê mense?
Ja, hulle verstaan dit. Al ry mens net tot in die
In die woud.
In die woud, die parkeerterrein.
Ja.
Waar die fietsse gaan staan, wat in elk geval 'n goeie idee sou wees as iemand die fietsse gaan oppas.
Ja.
En dan kan julle twee net gou loop. Ek dink dis 'n kilometer, Launa sê 'n kilometer en 'n half.
Oh, wel.
Ek doen net.
Op die af. Môre. Ja, op die afstand wat ons al gedoen het, maak dit nie baie saak nie.
Ja, kom ons stap hierdie kant in.
Al die boompies. Wat se boompies is hierdie nou? Mangoes.
Ja, hier is alles macadamia bome.
Ou macadamia. Sorry, ek is nie 'n boom ou nie. Molle.
Macadamia boom gaan nie in hele wêreld groei nie.
Macadamia neute.
En my bond, die nodig kan nat doen. Nie laat dit nog doen.
Molle. Hallo. Wow, dis die kleintjies. Vibes, kom kyk. Kyk hoe klein is dit.
Oh, these your little pickaninnies.
So this is the macadamias that we plant. Mangwane bodi ashra natrime. We long ago every farmer in Chipinge had his own nursery, whether he planted macadamias or coffee or gum trees or tea or whatever. And then when the Holocaust started and they just cleaned out, guys just left. Now, Mashuma. So on a macadamia, I'm quickly going to explain to you how a macadamia grows. Every single macadamia, do you guys know macadamias?
Yeah.
So every single macadamia has got a micropile, that small little, and a helium where it's attached to the tree. And between the two, there's a little line. So this thing has got, you can plant it upside down by mistake. And if you do plant it upside down, because this thing, you put your finger on the white spot and on there, the line, you push it in like this, and the stem comes out. Stem comes out and the root goes down.
And you plant it in its shell?
You plant it netzwe, in its shell, but if you've planted it upside down, then the stem goes down and turns and comes up. And the roots go up and you get what you call a gooseneck, and for the rest of its life, you've got a weak plant. It dies when it starts bearing fruit in your land. Now you've wasted like 4 or 5 years. So it's very crucial to plant it the right way around. So this is step number 1. This is amazing.
Klas, nee?
This is amazing. This technology.
Dis een wat uitkom daar.
You call, yeah, that's.
So how long does it take from being a nut
wat uit.
to actually being...
Start shooting.
Yeah.
3 months, and it's not very even. It's not like maize.
Sy wortels breek
comes
nie.
up in 5 days.
Oh, sien sy worteltjies al af, maar sy spruitjies nog nie uit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ja.
Now, but what is very interesting here now is this the roots run down to the bottom, and then as soon as the root this is suspended in the air, and as soon as the root gets there, it's called air pruning. The root is now hanging in the air, and the roots dries out, and as soon as that happens, you start developing your auspicious
base.
roots up top here. So the root doesn't go down and have a lanky center taproot.
So jy sprei dan.
Your important roots are now forming here. When we plant it out into a pot like those pots over there, we cut it off there, then those roots start developing in the pot over there. This technology was started, you will not believe me, by a guy in Chimanimani in Malseta.
What's his name?
Many years ago. I've forgotten his name now. And the reason why he did this is he wanted to move plant material of fruit out of Chimanimani overseas. And like all rules of any country, you're not allowed to move soil and stuff like that because of that phytophthora disease you get in all soils. So what he did is he went and he like cleaned it all like that, washed it, and then put it all in like newspaper or hessian or something like that. And this is how this technology of air pruning started. He realized, geez, like this is happening. From there, he went to a kibbutz in Israel and he worked there, and his whole development of this system developed there. Now it's common practice all over the world. It's not. This is no secret this to anyone.
Yeah.
But it's amazing if one Googles it. That's how it started. But in Malseta, the Chimanimani where you guys are going.
Chimanimani is famous for a lot of things.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lot of things.
Wow.
One guy, but so it was easier for him to fly this, to wrap this up, fly it out to whichever countries he was wanting to do it.
Surprise.
So as I said to you yesterday, this is pine bark.
Come from Doug.
It comes from bark, and where you guys are going in Tilbury, where she spent some time in her youth. Pine bark is very sterile, so it's got no soil medium. But pine bark, when it's fresh, it's most brown.
Yeah.
And that's all the tannins that are in there. And these big black heaps that are standing around here, that's where we're busy making the compost. It's a bit of a process. But when it's broken down, it's very sterile. Now we can export this outside the borders of the country. We don't do it because the market is big enough here to do. But if we want to, we can. And guys who are wanting to import trees from South Africa, you can only export it and like this. Or there's another a medium called koya. Koya comes from, you know, coconuts.
Oh
Get on
yes,
the
yes,
beach.
like that hessian.
That's yeah. Okay. So
Wow.
let's take a walk down here.
Unbelievable.
Can I ask a question?
Good question.
What are these brown ones?
Oh, that's last year's crop.
Okay.
So we always plant more than what we need. We're busy destroying them. So
And then we take out the bad cards.
Oh, okay.
it's like
Right.
Okay.
So if
inside
they've got
here.
a J root or anything, it just goes
Oh, I
out.
see.
Or a double stem.
Or a double
Oh, I
stem.
see.
Yeah.
So that's quality control now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so you
all
want
rubbish.
you want
That's
a straight
exactly
stem,
what
so
it
they
is.
go through a quality control.
Because we're busy making a tree that has to last for like 100 years. The oldest,
Will your plantation now last 100 years?
the oldest trees in Chipinge at the moment are 70, 80 years old and still bearing fruit.
Wow.
So we don't know, they can go even longer than that.
Yeah.
But for Launa and I, we worried about the next 30 years. We would like our trees to, Dennis Weiss's problems. We would really like trees to
Yeah.
bear fruit in
Yeah.
the next 30 years.
But isn't it amazing? Their little leaves look like weeds.
It does.
Have you seen? You know the
They
weeds.
look like those
Yeah.
Yes.
thistleweeds.
Yes.
Ja, dit lyk soos onkruid.
and you know,
As hulle 'n paar uitgetrek het dan weer so. Ja.
and you know, Launa, often, you know, people will brush cuts. Anything
Yeah.
that doesn't look like grass. Prachtig, they're brush cutting it.
Regtig.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So this
Same bark. So the same bark goes right from the beginning, right through the end.
Yeah.
in that small little cup,
Yeah.
and then it comes in here. Then we import the fertilizer from South Africa that comes from Israel.
No.
This is such high technology. This is incredible.
Yeah.
You can buy a fertilizer that releases in 5 months or in 6 months. This is MC8, so this releases in 8 months.
Okay.
MC8, it's coated, and it only releases as the plant requires. So
No.
it's incredible technology. This. Now,
Technology.
Yeah.
How did you find? You researched that and you found that.
okay, it's a nice question you've got. this is such a secretive industry. The whole nursery industry. People don't want
Sal ek die
to.
foon afsit?
Nee.
Die camera.
People don't want to
Nie by
share.
ons nie.
People don't want to share their ideas and that sort of thing. So when we were farming our main business next door, Launa and I went and bought Avo seedlings, avocado pear boontjies, in Nelspruit from Dr. Anton Hoog. He was a specialist in this, macadamias and avos. We came, we planted it on our farm there. When he heard that we lost a whole farm, he couldn't come make peace with it. He took it so hard that he couldn't understand it. How can your whole farm just be taken from you, and every single tree that we bought from him was burnt down anyway? And then he said to us, guys, I'll help you with your nursery. So at that stage, yeah, we were making our own trees, but we were using soil and we were sickling along. And this guy said to us, "Kom kyk vir my, I'll teach you proper."
So you had to went through that to actually
It was by
got
God's grace.
this
That we crossed paths with
always
him.
a good thing coming out of
And
something.
we were talking about it last night, and this just put us in another bracket. We're the only commercial nursery in the country now.
Wow.
So where did we get to hear of this? Where did we get to hear of that technology over there?
Ja.
It was everything from Dr. Anton Hoog. So he was in a position where he sold his whole business to an outside company from Europe. We came and bought him out completely, and he had to sign a non-disclosure
agreement,
thing
but only applicable in South
in South
Africa.
Africa. So with a
Oh,
clear
mooi, man.
conscience, he could say to us, "Come on, I'll teach you everything." And this is so we give
So you
him the
carry
credit.
on his heritage.
Yeah,
Ja.
and
It's so amazing.
it is so amazing because it takes such a long time to figure this out. So these trees grow to about that size, and then they
Amazing, huh?
Why are they making little bags?
I'm going to show you now.
They grafted
What is
now.
that ring? Ring maar ko graft down. So the grafting process has just started now.
So we're going to take off, we use that root
Wat,
stock
mama?
because that's very strong
So-
roots that we've made there. And then
So this
you'll put the
is
proper,
is this part
Yeah.
that is now grown out.
Yeah.
You can see there's no graft that's happened there. Now we come and we cut it off there, and we graft another cultivar onto here.
we
We
graft.
end-
so
you
it's
end
just
ons.
Nou,
maybe
end
got
ons.
bigger,
End ons.
like it's an
End ons
artificial
ons
one.
ons op.
Ja.
Well, wat is die doel van dit? Is hoekom wil jy daai onderste kant hê met die ander kant bo?
My logika kan hierdie nie verstaan nie.
Want dit maak nie vir my heeltemal sin
Maar
nie.
plant jy hierdie boom nou. Plant this tree as this is like this now. It grows into a wonderful tree, but it bears basically nothing. Either nothing or very, very little. And
But if you do this, then it bears.
But if you do this, even if you wanted to have this specific cultivar to go forward, you still have to graft it.
No
You can't let
way.
it just grow. Like a coffee, we were
Yeah,
doing...
your coffee.
Our coffee, you take a coffee pip off the tree you planted, that's your tree. And that's the one that...
From now
bears.
on, I'm cutting down trees and
Grafting.
So that's got the strong root system now that we've made.
Ja, ja,
there.
ja.
So you'll have the strong root system, but at the top you can choose what you want. So
Ja.
it might have nuts with a
Yeah.
thinner shell or a thicker shell.
So why do they put this
Yeah.
tree on its same source and not something else?
Okay, so...
Is it the best root system
It's the
for that?
best root system. So there's only 2 cultivars in the world at this stage that's recommended. Australia was always the main producer of macadamia. South Africa has overtaken them in the last 3 years. South Africa, we are so blessed to have South Africa next door. Yes, you guys have got smart farmers there. They are
And
on
good
top of their
research.
game, and they've just overtaken the Australians like by far in
Wow.
producing macadamias. So, and the likes of Dr.
Yeah,
Hoog. And
yeah.
we've befriended other
Amazing.
people now who go there, and because we're from Zim, we're not a threat to them. They share and they help us.
It's amazing how somebody had to actually sort of stumble over this, cut the thing and see, oh my gosh, this thing actually
Exactly.
wears a lot of tree.
Why would
Or
they
try to
thought-
fix this thing and
Yeah.
no dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Somebody else's
can,
wisdom.
Huh?
That's why I'm
Don't just
learning
like
from
do it and
Leon.
then-
Yeah, that's why you said something.
When I do my bike.
Iets gebeur altyd vir 'n rede.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing, eh?
So in our process
now
now,
they've grafted
we've cut
them.
this
How do
off.
you graft?
And then muchinai uno rato chekwa zure eri magraft. Ja, ma graft dat chine emeni asati ma
Yes, it's
graft.
about a
Ma
pencil
stick.
thickness.
And how do you
And
tie it?
then
You just tie it on.
Then we'll tie it on with a
Oni
little
pangita?
elastic.
Stick ra bakumunda.
We gaan nou een graft hou.
Ek gaan sê ek wil net vir julle wys.
And then you will
Munga wanneer ek my munga kasekuti grafte? But ons hy stick. So
A sekere story, it's a story to actually explain this now to people. Why would you do this
okay,
or that?
so we had to go and learn it ourselves in South Africa to come here to teach our guys. And right now their hands are so trained because it's quite an art to cut this thing exactly.
It has to be exactly the same size. Launa's just
Okay.
explained.
Right, boni butter aya.
carry
So
on doing, right?
that's the rootstock. Now she mungadi graft abodi gadzra side. But what is very important is this bit now. Because this is now the graft wood that's going to be grafted on top there. And who found that out? I hope they gave him a big
Waar
man.
kom daai nou van? Where does it come from?
So, in our travelings to South Africa, when we started to learn about macadamias and that, in Zeneen, you guys have heard of Marensky?
Ja,
Marensky
boerdery.
Landbou. There's
Ja,
Marensky Landbou College.
Ja.
And at Marensky there's experimental station on doing the government experimental station on different cultivars. And we crossed paths with a person working there who said, I'll give you the graft wood of the 7 best cultivars in South Africa of macadamias, 7 best types. Gave us graft wood. Launa and I smuggled it through the border, edit, and and we put a trial block here on this farm. Now our best farm was 8 kilometers from here. The Lord knew better. Why we didn't put our little trial block on Stilfontein was He knew we were going to lose that farm. So when we lost that farm, we've got 4 hectares of 7 different cultivars here.
Wow.
And now we're in a position where we can graft trees with the best cultivars from South Africa because the trees are here. Otherwise, the graft with this is graft
Dis
with
'n klomp stokkies, 4
It's
maak
klomp
uit
stokkies.
amper.
Correct.
Kyk hoe dit goed.
But how to prepare this, I'll just show you here.
Lekker.
Look, they've got little.
Ja, ja.
This is what happens. On the tree, you
Ek druk die
no.
camera
Jy gaan ringbas om basies.
On the tree, this is the branch. You ring bark it. Ag, bok jy vir my so vas. You take a pliers, a tang, and then you break the cambium off. So this is the mother trees, yeah? Hierdie takkie hang nou net daar. And then for dependent on the cultivar, but mostly about 6 weeks, this takkie here is busy dying because his bark has been wrung off there. Now this goes into survival mode now. He has to survive and he starts producing more starches and goodness knows what else because he knows he's not being fed from the main tree anymore. And then after a month we cut him off there. Daar's hy. You can see how it's trying to
Yes, it's trying to heal itself. It's
Trying to heal itself.
Yeah.
and this is the graft wood that we graft onto there
Hoe
now.
dit iemand dit uitgevind het.
Exactly. So it's someone, obviously a scientist who worked
Yes,
out you do
yes.
that, the starches go up, and I mean, how on earth do you even measure the starches?
So you've got mother plants over there
Yes.
making the little stockies.
Making the
and
babies.
since 2016,
Mind,
Oh,
we've
sorry, Mama.
since
Sorry,
2016 we've got history on which cultivars
All your mother plants.
produce the best. So we're obviously only multiplying the best plants. Why do we want to multiply trees that are at half production compared to the rest? And the whole thing is just amazing. So now what happens
Ek dink 'n boom is net 'n boom wat jy in die grond druk en dan groei die ding.
as well?
Hæ?
Maar as ek nou nog vra, hoekom gebruik jy nie net een van daai cultivars net om van die root system op hier? Hoekom?
Ja.
Wag, het ons kyk.
Kan dit nie verstaan.
Okay. Nee, ek hoekom?
Daai boom se saad,
Ja.
you plant it grows. Maar check nou, just
Sorry,
for-
ja,
for-
ek ja.
No,
No, good.
Would that good cultivar
Yeah,
and not do this, wouldn't it bear fruit?
it won't bear fruit.
So it's all over is the same. Okay.
It's to do
You have to
because
do that.
macadamia is a hybrid. Now what that means I don't know, but that's how it is. So she's got to find a stick like this that's the same diameter as over
Ek
there.
kon nou net sê, waar is die caliper?
Yeah, the eye is now sort of the same. She can't take this thick one and put this thick one on there. You're going to see she's going to get one that is virtually the same. Because it's all about the cambium.
And can I ask a question? So she cuts that little growth point off.
Yes.
So she's only taking a certain amount that
Ja.
has all enough
My
energy.
mens hardloop naby
to
die
reattach
pols.
itself.
Out of this
Kyk hoe
stokkie,
presies kry
she
sy
can
hom
take
dat
1,
hy
2,
pas by daai
3
een.
grafts
No
out of
way.
there. It all depends. That
Oh,
must
look at
match
it,
to
mate.
that.
No way.
So another tree is going to be thinner, then she's going to take that
No
part.
way.
It just has to match. So you'll see she's attached that over there.
It's like an artificial limb.
Very much
The same.
very much the same.
And
Wow.
And this tape,
comes from South Africa. It's a stretchy tape. It's
and it
called
does it
graft tape.
biodegrade.
No. This you
Stop.
but the process is not finished yet. Now,
Okay.
because your typical
What is
graft in
this?
South Africa, you will say, does it biodegrade? You get biodegradable tape in South Africa that you call parafilm.
So that's just a tree sealer.
It dissolves. We use that tape over there, but this technology now we invented here, and again by mistake, by God's grace. This is not done in South Africa. What you're gonna see now. So
Nou moet ek die video afsit.
nee.
And that was you put on there now?
So because you don't want this thing
Tree
to
sealer.
dry out. So that there's been sealed with tree sealer, comes from South Africa, and the wound up top there. Now she's
Maybe
gonna,
him, bro.
now she's
Hardware
gonna
store.
put, now she's
little
gonna put a
plastic
little
bag?
bread packet over the top. So the bread packet is then tied here, so that it just holds its moisture. Because if
Yes, because look at the moisture here. So it actually
that it holds the
it's
moisture.
how it keeps it. Yeah, what it
How did you discover that kind
Okay.
of stuff?
Your typical South African guy will take tape like that. It looks exactly the same, but it's different. It's called parafilm, and they'll wrap that whole thing all the way to the top to hold the moisture there. That's how all the nurseries in South Africa do it. On not just on macadamias, on avos and all sorts.
broodsakkie.
Because of our situation, having to go to South Africa in the beginning, we had to go and get graftwood there. We'd come here, we'd graft as fast as we can, because this graftwood starts drying out. This was cut yesterday.
Okay.
So this is actually going to be thrown away.
Oh.
There'll be someone in our land right now, because we've got fresh graft, bringing fresh graftwood that was ring barked 6 weeks ago, so that because
so it's
we
all a
can.
production line.
Yeah. But before we had our own trees here, bringing it from South Africa, we had to work out a way to graft faster than your typical nursery. Yes, see. And doing it that way, we knew it takes a long time, and then before you know where you are, your graftwood's dry, and you start losing that. I'm in a dentist, or we're at the dentist in Mutari, your old hometown, and I read this article of how the grape farmers in the Kaap graft their vines. But this whole process, then this bit there, as soon as they've done that, they dompel it ondersteboor into molten wax, was,
Okay.
May-
To seal it.
to seal it. But
Kersvax
it's
or
hot.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so into
Or beeswax or
into
whatever.
wax and straight into water, so that it just
So it doesn't
one time
get
and
hot,
it doesn't burn.
Keep the moisture in.
So I read this article about how they do it in the Cape. I think that's a good idea or whatever. I drive all the way to here and think, yes, like man, but it's going to work on our macadamias here. I had to drive all the way back to Natal. 200 kilometers there, nog a 200 kilometers.
Now you're on a mission.
To go to the dentist and say to him, excuse me,
Can I have my book?
can I have this book? He says, yes, like man, sorry, just yesterday I chucked away a whole lot of this.
Oh.
All of this. Put that in that room over there. You sit there. I don't even know which book I'm looking for. All of them. I find the article. And at the bottom of the article, there's a nommertjie van someone to phone in South Africa. I found the guy in South Africa. I say to him, I'm from Zim, I'm a macadamia farmer. Will this work with macadamias? I've read your article, but it's on vines. He says, you are the 5th macadamia farmer who's found me. He says, I don't know. He's the first from Zim, but in South Africa, 4 other guys have found me. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I'll send you stuff. I said to my son is studying in Stellenbosch. Do you mind if he sends with my son? This ook was so gracious. He organizes me a slab. They come and suck a dick
But
slab.
poor son is like can fit one jockey in because he has to carry this
Carry
wax.
all
That's why I hated coming home because I always come with
No,
wax.
he's a courier. He's the courier guy.
He's our runner.
How do you explain that now?
And
Wax from South Africa.
So for years, that's how we grafted. Because now we could graft quickly and it worked very well for us. But it was out of desperation. And then they changed the formula of that wax. Because in South Africa, it was only the grape farmers doing that your typical macadamia farmer would use parafilm. Make a long story short, we ran out of wax and we tried this. Yes, and this works much better, better and cheaper. I mean,
That's why she's happy.
You can make it smaller.
you can,
Yeah.
but this bread packet costs so nothing. It
Yeah,
doesn't
so
even
nothing.
And you
cost
can
a
get
cent.
it in
You
Zimbabwe.
can buy it in Chipinge. Not in
There you
Zimbabwe, in
go.
Chipinge. Because
I
everyone,
love farmers there. It's just the best.
Is a boer of a marker plant.
Okay.
Didn't
Yeah.
come from a person sitting behind a computer.
No, no.
Boer marker plant come from the
Okay.
boer.
so this is what they grafted yesterday. And now they're putting the packet on this morning, and then come check the next step. Sorry, you're getting
So
the
this is,
whole
no,
lesson.
I love it.
Ek gaan
So,
macadamia neute maak nou na hier toe.
but we know macadamia farmers in
Ja, but it's not gonna work because
No,
it doesn't
No, we're not gonna.
dit aard nie
look
daar
at
nie.
this, look at
Ah, hier
this.
kom hulle nou uit.
Look at this.
Yes.
So now you can see they're starting to come out.
Yes.
We don't take the plastic off
Straight
until
away.
there's a nice bunch of
Oh my
a
word.
nice bunch of it coming through, because
Kyk hoe lyk hierdie, né?
you can see like this one.
Maar
There's
hy
a,
geënt
yeah.
en hier kom hy nou beautiful.
Oh my word.
So there's the first little sign of life starting to happen there, but we don't take it off yet.
Yes.
We wait for it until it's so
He's
clump
strong.
inside there. Now these ones have been taken off.
And then, what is the rate of growth in your, like from there, from that little stocky to here? What is the rate of growth?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is we lose 80% just here. We, yeah, just over here.
Of
When
failed attachments.
attachments they don't take.
Okay.
Like some of these, look, this one over there looks pretty dry to me. It's possibly that the cambium is not joined,
Yeah.
but when from start to finish, half does not take at all. So, someone will buy a tree from us. We're selling a tree at $5 a tree, which is a nice amount. If you put together the pakkie cost 9 cent, the seed, it's our own seed, and everyone else,
And labor.
the margin is big. But what people don't realize is the hands and the failure rates, like all of those brown ones over there.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was planted last year. They've all been disregarded now. They're all being thrown away.
No, these ones didn't take. Can you reattach? Can you reuse
Yes, you
them?
can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
So
So
you cut off underneath.
you go underneath over there.
Underneath. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dan try jy weer.
And
You can try again.
and
Just on another.
David,
Thick.
what is your time frame to give them a chance?
Okay, so we have about an 80% take on this stage over here. So when there's about 80% of plastics off, now we know this is what's taken. And then you can take the plastic off and
And you
you
can
break
see-
the little thing and it's gone dry.
Okay.
For some
okay,
reason it's not
okay,
attached.
Okay.
And then we regraft
Maybe you
those.
should give it a second chance and mark the thing, and then
Well,
the
they
third
obviously
chance dan
do.
gaan jy 4
They
maak.
probably
Yeah.
do that.
There's a lot of composite.
But you can see some of them are still. So these are your second chances. The ones.
No.
Correct.
This is
Yeah, yeah.
Here's a good example.
These are the second chances. There's a yeah.
So here
Wow.
you can
They
see roughly
regraft.
what is already taken. So okay, initially there's a whole lot of stems that come out like that.
Yes.
Now the next process now is to start thinning them away.
Yes. So that they
To-
become one tree.
Yes.
1 or 2.
Yeah. You're aiming for one, but at this stage we're on 2 here, because a springkaan can fly in here and eat all of that. Somewhere in one morning.
Yes.
Can destroy that whole graft over
not
there.
a friendly
so,
insect.
so you can't take everything off and just leave one there from the beginning because it's so vulnerable. But when it starts getting to this stage over here now we're nearly at the stage where we'll come and take off the weakest one because you're wanting a central leader. And then when a macadamia starts, the sort of rule of thumb is when it's growing, its first side branches you want at your knee, and then at your hips, and then at your shoulders, and then you don't mind upwards. So that's just
Wow.
A rule of thumb.
yeah.
So now, how do you choose which is the strongest? Because to me, they look equally yoked.
So this one is going to be quite difficult to decide over there because they are. Okay, but that one looks a little bit thicker.
Okay.
But often you'll see if one is slanted sideways, it's going to be a weaker
he's
one.
gonna go.
He goes out. You're wanting
The straight one.
as straight as
Yeah,
possible.
okay.
Underneath shape of
It'll get a shock.
Yeah, it starts hardening, so the light gradually starts to come in, and then by the time a guy buys it, it's been standing in the sun for.
And it knows that it's going to now be in the open.
Dink jy nou gaan hy nou. En nou haal hulle hier af. Harden the plants.
Just hardening the plants, yeah.
Yeah, you can't send out a thoroughbred into the wild, it'll die.
These are all hardened.